Yo, yo, yo! If you have a product with a battery inside of it and you're planning to put it on the European market, or maybe you already are selling it on the European market, you better listen up because the EU battery directive has started to come into play and the scope is increasing for every year. And there are lots of things that you need to think about. First of all, why do we have the EU battery directive? Actually, it's for a good thing, right? So we want to increase the qualities of the battery. We want to increase the performance, the durability, so that we are using the materials inside of the battery in the best possible way. Then we also want to promote waste management and recyclability. So we want to reuse those rare materials that we have in the battery. And what's triggering this? I mean, there are many things triggering this, but one thing is definitely the exponential increase in number of batteries placed on the European market. And then, with the dependencies on lots of other countries for these materials outside of Europe, it's important that we are smart here. Okay, so what is it? Who's targeted? So the companies that are targeted are, of course, the manufacturers and the producers of batteries, also the importers and distributors, but most importantly for this talk, downstreams companies or companies that actually have a battery in their product and putting it on the market. For example, electric mopeds, but also consumer electronics, industrial machineries, elevators, you name it. All of these companies are also impacted. So what kind of timeline are we talking about here? I did some sheet cards, so let's look at it. 2024, which has already happened, right? Classification of your product or your batteries. You need to do CE marking. It's now including the batteries, and you have to have technical documentation for it. Performance and durability testing are now requirements. Boom, already happened. 2025. This actually also was August 2025. So when I record this, it's already happened. End of line management. Super important. Next big thing is 2027. In 2027, they're going to be removability and replaceability requirements. So you're going to have a design like this that you can actually remove the battery. They're going to be battery passports, which is a huge administrative thing for traceability of where the content in the batteries come from. They're going to be performance and durability requirements coming in. And then there are lots of more requirements coming, 2028 to 2033. So the last ones are coming 2033. These are a lot about carbon footprint, waste collection targets, recycling targets, etc. So this is really putting a lot of requirements on the whole infrastructure to be there, not only on one company. Okay, let's look at the cheat sheet. Okay, so what happens if you don't follow these rules? Are there any consequences of non-compliance? Yes, there are. There will be fines. There could be sales bans. You're going to have to do market withdrawals. It could also be that your brand actually take a hit off this. And there has been a case quite recently of Tesla facing, a multi-million euro fine in Germany for allegedly not meet its take back and recycle obligations under the German Battery Act. And these enforcement and follow-ups will continue to increase when the authorities in the European Union are building up their competence and their people skills for doing this. So it's just the beginning, so you better start learning this. But the conclusion then. So in conclusion, we're actually doing the battery directive for a good thing. It's a good thing. We want to treat the natural resources in the best possible way. Also control the dependencies that we have across the globe. If you have a battery in your product, you are impacted, and it's already started, and it will increase for every year that's coming. So you better put the EU battery directive on the agenda. If you feel a little bit lost, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel or, follow us on LinkedIn. We're going to post lots of more of these, and we're going to go through details like how do you classify your product, or how do you as a project manager plan for this, etc., etc. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe below. Bye.